Good day to all of you, and God bless you too. My name is Dr. Alex British Chinedu Ekwesi Tasie. I am a native of Ishopo Ancient Kingdom in River State of Nigeria, West Africa. I am a writer. I am a musician. I am a filmmaker. I am a football coach. I am a historian. I like using the article A. And I am also a multi-dimensional thinker. In case you are not aware, I am a self-appointed, self-acclaimed president of the Nigerian semi-educated people. The people in Nigeria that are not well educated, that are not highly educated. I am a proud, self-appointed, self-acclaimed president of those people in Nigeria. I am an Ikwere historian who is sufficiently and profoundly informed about the background history of Ikwere people. I am an Ikwere image maker, and I am popularly called Professor of Native Intelligence. I am the original professor. The original professor. The one that God made a professor himself. And make out dearly. What I have here to share with you is something that concerns a child born by an Ikwere woman married outside and brought back into Ikwere land. Any child born by an Ikwere woman who married outside, maybe outside Ikwere land, anywhere, and brought back into Ikwere land to stay permanently as an Ikwere indigene, and how Ikwere people view it traditionally. That is what I want to treat. In the Ikwere traditional society, traditional community, the way a child arrives into the society matters a lot. The way a child is brought into the world by the parents matters a lot. The circumstance that creates the avenue for a child to be born into Ikwere land matters a lot, because in the Ikwere traditional society, everybody is not as the same as the other. In fact, the Ikwere traditional society is stratified. Yes, stratified, classed, where some people are more original than other people. Everybody is not equal in the Ikwere traditional society. That is how Ikwere people generally view it. It is quite unfortunate that things are changing in the way that the culture of the people, the traditions of the people are affected. Very largely affected. Culture is a way of life of a particular people within a social environment. And tradition means the practices that the people within that social environment adhere to, observe. The do's and the don'ts in the land are referred to as traditions. But it is quite unfortunate that our social environment, particularly that of the Ikwere traditional environment, is being eroded by alien culture and traditions. The reason is not far-fetched. The people who call themselves well-read people, highly educated people, are helping to destabilize the social environment. They create the avenue, they create the room for incongruous behaviors to be entrenched into the society. Behaviors, way of life as copied outside, not native to the people. Those who call themselves educated people in Nigeria, in the black world, are helping to permit the extreme behaviors, the defiant behaviors, the distant behaviors, the anomalous behaviors of the people called Western people. The educated people are the pipelines, are the conduits through which these things come into the social environment of most Nigerian societies. And it is a shame. They say they are well read. They say they are educated. And look at it. Our world is spoiled. Spoiled to the extent that people who call themselves human beings in our world are affected adversely. The educated, the well-read, the lawyers, they defend some of these incongruous behaviors. They call themselves educated people. It is a shame. And I call them fools. Fools, because they do not want to do what is the right thing. When someone knows what is right and does not do it, that person is pleased. It's a fool. It is not enough to be lettered. To be lettered is different to be educated. You do not know anything about the traditional people. And you are contributing nonsense. And you call yourself educated. You call yourself well-read. Nothing to show for it. The world we live in is not a homogeneous one. It's not to be the same all over as created by God Almighty. Our world is a world of contrast, a world of opposites. Black people are not supposed to behave like the white people. But those who call themselves exposed people, educated people, are making the world to come to one order. It is a shame. Aneka, dear, I am a native professor. Whatever I do comes from the inspiration of God, not what I learned. I hardly learn something from anybody. Man doesn't teach me anything. God teaches me. And that is why I think quite differently from so many people. The educated fools. Not all of them anyway. The way a person is born into the society matters a lot. I want to give you an example. In the Ikwere traditional society, there is what we call nwa bemono mba. There is what we call nwa omirinya. There is nwa nye nwere ishimpe. There is nwa bezuru n'ahịa. There is nwa okuhie and so many others. But nwa nye nwere mụrụ mba kuhie oro is the one I am talking about now. Nwa nye nwere mụrụ mba kuhie oro, a child that an Ikwere woman gives back to and brought back home. In this case, I am talking about an Ikwere daughter, an Ikwere child, female child, married outside the shores of Ikwere land, or even within. A woman in this circumstance who marries out, gives birth to a child or children there, and later comes back to her father's house to stay permanently with that child or those children, is the one I am talking about here. Ikwere people attach so much premium and emphasis to the way a child is birthed into the society, into the social environment. It matters. You see nowadays, an Ikwere woman will marry out, give birth to a child there or children, quarrel with the husband, and will come back with that child or those children to stay permanently in her father's house. And people say that child or those children is a property or are the property of Ikwere people. No! This is not only a problem of Ikwere people. It is a problem that cuts across borders. In fact, in so many other social environments outside Ikwere land, it is very grievous. Yes. In the Ikwere traditional society, any woman who marries out, maybe within Ikwere land or outside the premise of Ikwere land, gives birth to a child there or to children there, and later, because of one quarrel one problem or the other, the woman now decides to come back to her father's house with the child that she gave back to where she married, or with the children she gave back to where she married, to indigenize that child or those children in the community is foul. Those children are not the children of Ikwere people or the particular community where the woman comes from, or the family where the woman comes from. That particular child is not an Ikwere child, or the child of that community where the woman comes from, or the family of that place where the woman comes from. No! That child is not a bastard. That child is not a slave child. No. But that child is a property of another man, because the woman is legally married. Because of one scuffle or the other, one hostility or the other, one problem or the other, the woman decides to come back to her father's house with that child or those children born to another man, and permanently decides to stay with that child or those children. And later, the family of that woman, begins to give land to that child or those children. It is not our traditional practice. That child, those children are not the property of Ikwere people. I don't want to use properties here. They are not the property of Ikwere people. They are the property of another man. That is our tradition. But the educated people will tell you, it doesn't matter. The worded will say, it doesn't matter. Lawyers will defend it. No, it doesn't matter. You see? Aberration. They indigenize it. They make it to become autochthonous, native. Things that are not the way of life of our people are beginning to become the way of life of our people, because the educated people are backing such things. It is a shame. Children born to another man elsewhere by a woman from Ikwere land. That child born to another man elsewhere by an Ikwere woman married out. Then she brings the child back home to her father's house. The child or those children will begin to constitute nuisance, constitute trouble, begin to make problem in the family. Another man's child, another man's children, you bring them back to do what? Those children are not the children of that family. That child is not a legal child, a legitimate child of that family. Why bring him back? Why bring them back? Mama, auntie, take them back. Kulabe, they are not our children. They are not the children of your family. You are constituting an unnecessary problem, challenge in the family. Go back or send them back. That is our tradition. How can you bring people who are not our children, who are not the children of your family, the child of your family, legitimate, you bring them back because you had a quarrel with your husband? You misbehaved and ran away, and you have come back. The children are not the property of the family you belong to, are not the property of the village you belong to. They are the property of the man you are married to. Whether you are divorced legally or not does not matter. The children are not affected. A woman can be divorced, but the children cannot be divorced because the woman and the man are legally married. Divorce only affects the parties who are the mother and the father, and not the children. Take them back. any family where such a woman is, please don't give that child or those children an inch of land. They are not your children. Someday, you may be surprised you don't find that child anymore. You don't find those children anymore. They will go back, or that child will go back. They are quite precarious in the land. Very precarious. They are unsteady individuals. One day or someday to come, that child might identify his or her original father, or might come to realization that I have a father somewhere, and that child might go. Those children may go. Please, they are not the bona fide children of that family. That child is not a bona fide child of that family. No. The educated have spoiled everything. To be lettered is not to be educated. You must have native wisdom for you to do things aright. It is not classroom education. What are you learning there? The white man's way of life? That's what you're learning. Oh, it is a shame. They say we are not educated. Your kind of education is nonsense because it is not pragmatic. It is not also practical. So what is sense? You are educated for stomach's sake. You are a fool. I say you are a fool. With your education, with your PhD, with your professorship, with your masters, with your first degree, you are a fool. If you do not know that what is right is what is right, what is wrong is what is wrong. Yes, God never created this world to be the same. The people who are colored people will behave the way they are created. The Negro family will behave the way it is created. The Caucasoid family will behave the way it is created. The Mongoloid will behave the way it is created. Everybody cannot be the same. You cannot push for one order in the world. It cannot happen. You are injecting into the traditional society things that are alien, strange to your people, and you communalize it. You make it look native. It can't work. What it can actually create is aberration, misnomer. Yes. And what actually are you going to benefit? Nothing. Someday you leave this world and you vamoose. It ends there. Of what significance is your education if it is to destroy the culture of your people, destroy the traditions of your people, the way of life of your people, because you are affected by the philosophy of the white person? Your psychic has been worked upon, and so you are now pleased. You are now gullible. I cannot. Unless British can never be gullible, can never be pleased by the philosophy of the white man. No, what they know, I know it. What they know, I know it. And so, in fact, I know more than what they do. To be gifted in the brain is quite a different thing. Prodigious activities and actions is quite a different thing from the way people behave. The white man is exercising his pattern of life as created by God as a people who are prodigious, who are gifted in the brain. Practically, they can do something. It's different from reasoning. Today, they say, marry, a man should marry a fellow man. A woman can marry a fellow man. Just look at that reasoning. Does it come from the brain? No. This is an absurd, thinking. It's different from what you do with your hands because you are gifted. It's different. So the white man is not that learned. What he is displaying is gift, nothing more than that. In the Republic of Malta, I engaged an Irish person to a discussion, and he found out that I am a different person in thinking, and he respected me. You have to think well. You have to also behave well. Yes, we may not be right all the time because we are human beings. I agree. But when it comes to what generally affects your people, you have to be very careful about it. Don't look at the way you singularly view things. And you want to use your education, classroom education, to impose or align your people to that thing. It is wrong. It is wrong. So any child that an equal woman married out to another place, outside her village, outside her community, outside equal land, and later, because she quarreled with her husband, there was a problem with her husband people, her husband's people and all that. Now she later, comes back to her father's house with a child born to another man, with children born to another man, and want to make them, you understand me, wants to make them native. It is wrong. It is also wrong to allot family property to that child, to those children. It is wrong to give a position, community position, family position to that child, to those children. It is wrong to give a community office, especially a sacred one, to that child, to those children. It is wrong to give power, authority that has to do over lording over the original people to that child, to those children. It is very wrong. And that is my submission here. I remain Professor Alex British Chinedu Ekwesi Tasie. I am a writer. I am an educationist. My job is to let my people know the things that they are supposed to know, the things that they are supposed to do as traditional people. From the year of 2004, I have been committed in studying, in learning, in talking about my people, Ikwere people. And I want to say, God bless Ikwere land. God bless Rivers State. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.